Need for Speed 2015's been out a while now.
It's only a couple hours old.
Oh, okay, it's been longer than that, but now the hype train's left. Now, after finally binging it after a few days, I came to the conclusion where Need for Speed has some great ideas in it, but has some serious flaws.
You don't worship me already.
Let's talk about the 10 things I hated about Need for Speed 2015. Number 10 is that it's always rainy and dark. Need for Speed is a beautiful game without a doubt. You know, it glimmers and shines with light and rain effects that are pretty convincing and do indeed bring back a certain feel of Need for Speed Underground. However, the little spurts of daylight I think is ruined potential. I mean, it's gorgeous, but please tell me what tropical rainforest was bulldozed down to have this city built where it only rains. The Frostbite engine is an incredible game engine, and I think the city would have looked awesome with a proper day and night cycle. Number 9 is no manual transmission. This is actually one of the biggest reasons why Need for Speed kept me away for so long. EA saying that they were going for more arcadey feel and you don't have to worry about shifting. What? The reason isn't even that it's there or not there, it's more of simply not having that 100% control of the car and what it's doing at times, which makes things like drifting very unpredictable. In a world where every single racing game has a manual nowadays, even Need for Speed Underground did. Why would they take that out? Number 8 is the cops are too easy or they're just too random. There's tons of moments where I'm just like, wait, where did he even come from? Did he just teleport there? What? Anyways, when you have the cops on your tail, it won't take too long to get away, but sometimes with the cop nowhere in sight, I keep getting pursued and fined, which doesn't really make sense when you haven't been caught, so how would you be fined? I don't know, it's a weird cop system. You'll be at the start of a race sometimes, and as soon as they say go, a cop will just be there. And I understand that they're going for realism or real time, but it's really annoying when you just want to progress in the game during a race. Number 7 is the restriction on the customization. Now, Need for Speed's main marketing was very clever. It was all about how intensely detailed its customization options were. Other games do it fairly well, but this was supposed to be, the big deal. You could do literally anything you want to your car. However, with some of the higher end cars, the game simply either feels lazy or unfinished. You'll grind and grind away to get that badass, say, Aventador, just to find out you can only do 3 things to it. I first noticed this when I got Naki-san's RWB. Sorry, I probably butchered your name, but you just couldn't touch his car at all. Sure, you could go buy a Porsche 911 on your own and do all that and do the RWB stuff and mess around, but why even earn his car if you can't customize it in a game that's all about customization? Number 6 is, speaking of the cars, you can only have 5. Look, I understand that their goal is to really focus and perfect your 5 babies, but at the same time, selling one of those babies to move on to something else just because of virtual garage space seems kind of silly. Plenty of other racing games, you can have as many cars as you want, and if we want to have all of our dream builds in one game, you should be able to keep all of them. Number 5 is online only. Alright, with this whole online only thing, on paper sounds like an awesome idea. Real time, everything happening all at once, people can join seamlessly, blah blah blah. But since it's always real time, when you're in the middle of a race, there is no pause button. And if something in everyday life comes up, or even something as simple as having an itch, you can't pause the race, which is really annoying. Also, in the middle of a race, all of a sudden, prompts will come up and block your view, and it is the absolute worst timing ever. Not to mention the various characters calling you during races sometimes, and you'll be in a race with one of those characters, and they're talking about meeting up soon. And I'm just like, I'm kind of with you right now. What's going on? I'm confused. Number 4 is a little nitpicky thing. It's the difficulty setting. Each race in Need for Speed has various different difficulties. Although the system isn't terrible, I would argue that it would be more simple just to have the entire game set on one difficulty. So that way for new players in Need for Speed or old players in Need for Speed can adjust accordingly. It's very jarring going from a medium race, which honestly is not that hard, then going to a hard race that is just sometimes ridiculous. And you just are just like, why can't I just move on? I just want to buy more cars, please. Number 3 is the acting. Oh my goodness, we gotta talk about these cutscenes. Although they are very fun and they're lighthearted in nature, they feel extremely forced. About as forced as the power of a fist bump.
Peace. Later. I'll give you a shout.
Spike. What's up, man? Yep.
It's not even the lines themselves sometimes, it's more about the delivery.
You get plenty of time for that behind the wheel, man, I'm sure.
And no, I'm not a acting teacher or anything, but there's lines where it's just like, that was so cray, bro. And it's just cringeworthy.
Oh, place is dope, right?
For example, in also various inconsistencies with characters and their motivation. Spike is always a double standard, saying drifting is stupid and it's not his thing and not his crowd. Yet when he doesn't get invited to go drifting, he gets upset.
It's a diner, and I caught this hype, some asshat train on the freeway. Guess my invite got lost, yeah?
Didn't think it was your scene.
It ain't. Well, you keep it real classy, yeah? I'm out.
Why was he upset? He just said he didn't like whatever.
He hates on the drift for one reason only. He sucks at it.
Pick a side, bruh. Each character and actor you know means well, but I feel like the director was just telling them to dial it up to 11 and be as hip as the kiddies these days.
Squealing, whatever, doing our thing. Out of nowhere, AJ squeals past like a G.
Know that it's not meant to be taken seriously, but every cutscene gave me that it's so bad it's good vibe, or make it stop, please. Even though the main character is supposed to be you, and that's why they don't give him any dialogue, I still feel they should have given him something, or some dialogue, just for the sheer aspect of nobody in their right mind rambles onto somebody and becomes best friends with somebody who doesn't say a damn word back unless they viewed you as their car god therapist. Last, their stalker mode of people like Ken Block is a little unhealthy.
I'll text you the link.
Kana.
This ain't any old Gymkhana.
This right here is what we're trying to achieve.
Have over 100 million hits.
Number 2 is the tuning and the physics. Alright, the tuning in this game is questionable, but the physics, I believe, are even more questionable. EA tried to come up with this physics system between realism and arcadey, and the result is just kind of messy. Whenever I drifted, I felt like I had gotten away with something, not that I really accomplished it myself.
Come on, he's not that bad, Manu.
I kind of hit the brake or the e-brake and just kind of hoped for the best. And it felt very inconsistent. In 1 minute, I thought I got the hang of it if I was playing it throughout the day. And then the next, the game almost felt broken and I would drift straight into a wall when I didn't really feel like I made a big mistake. When I think arcadey games, I think like Burnout Paradise, which is an instant classic where physics are just not relevant and you get these awesome crashes. Even Hot Pursuit did this very well. You don't even really get to see the crashes in this game, unfortunately. So if you mess up, it's like, oh, well, whatever. So you just get pissed when you mess up. Tuning your car for grip makes the car into an understeering mess. I never went back to grip tires or anything, so bias towards the drift setting is definitely encouraged in this game. So in other words, every time I booted up Need for Speed, I thought to myself, I wonder how it's going to go today, because I have no idea. Number 1 is, without a doubt, the AI. This is by far the reason why I almost threw my controller out the window at some points of frustration. The AI in this game, without a doubt, in a way, are rigged. Modern racing games have the mentality of, you're a good driver, you stay out in front, you win. However, with tons of grinding and some of the hardest races that took me forever for me to beat, this is what I found. Need for Speed's AI is like being in an arcade and trying to win that horrible crane. It's horrifically inconsistent and you almost always have it. Winning in Need for Speed almost feels like luck. This is because uprating your car in Need for Speed is pointless. I'll use Amy as an example. Amy has an S13 and definitely changes speed no matter what kind of car you use. This is one of the hardest races by Amy, and I did this at first in a 500 horsepower S13. Now I would stay ahead no matter what, and Amy and the others would catch up, even if they had a horrific crash at the beginning, or vice versa. If I crashed myself, all the AI would magically slow down and I was able to catch up. This is a notorious AI system, also nicknamed rubber banding, where the difficulty of the AI drivers are various upon the human player's situation. So when I lost in the S13, most of the time Amy at the very end would just blow by me with a car that looked like it had 1300 horsepower. I would barely lose with 500 horsepower in my car. Then I would grind all day, and I proceeded to get an Aventador and upgrade it to about 900 to 1,000-ish wheel horsepower. It was the exact same result. Her S13 still could keep up no matter how fast I was going with a car that statistically in the game was so much faster. In other words, why even upgrade your car if the AI is always going to have an edge even if they crash? It made the game not fun for me at all. When the cards were so against the player, it literally feels like a miracle to win. It doesn't make Need for Speed fun in a challenging way. It makes me want to uninstall this game. If I play Need for Speed anymore, it's out of story curiosity with our corny characters. Other than that, my end note and end argument is that there are better racing game products out there that are vastly superior. Forza Horizon 3 is set to come out this year, and I believe it'll be the thing Need for Speed set out to be. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay awesome and have a great day. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought about Need for Speed, and I will see you guys next time, and stay awesome.